Hey, what's up guys? Lucas Smart here, and today we're going to be doing a video on Fall Guys. So in today's video we're going to be making a tier list about a very recent game that you've probably heard by now, as it's quite trendy at the moment. It's called Fall Guys. It's a multiplayer game with 60 people, and it's the battle royale for the winner after each minigame. So here listed we have a tier list: S, A, B, C, D and F. And here we have all the mini games currently in Fall Guys, and I will be ranking them from S to F. So we are going to start off with Block Party. Block Party is very interesting at the moment, because if it is a high player game, you are not going to like this one, because there is too many people. You can't get in between the blocks, and it's very hard to maneuver when there's so many people blocking your path. Therefore, this is why I will put it in C tier, because it's a hit and miss with this one. Gate Crash. Gate Crash is basically a maneuver game. You have to try and predict where the doors open and get through them to the finish line. This one is much better than other ones, but if you have a crowd of people blocking your path, or someone's trying to grab you and prevent you from going through, it's not very great. Therefore, it goes in C tier. Dash is very similar to Gate Crash, except you have to predict which one's the right door. This one is not very good, since it's random which door you have to choose, and the person in front who picks the right door will eventually lose, because there'll be people in the middle who will be able to overtake, and the end jump is just a nightmare because of how much corpses are just there lying on the ground. Therefore, it's going in D tier. Egg Scramble, the first team-based minigame on this tier list that I'm covering so far. Egg Scramble is very dependent on your team, and I personally don't like the team games, as it can just depend on many factors and how good your team really is. It doesn't really matter how much skill you have, it just depends how overall good your team is. So Egg Scramble is really annoying right now with the current physics, because once you get all the eggs from the middle and go to other people's bases, when you have an egg and go up those stairs, it is impossible to get up those stairs, and a lot of it is RNG. So if I could, I would put it in D- tier, but that right now is going in F tier. Fall Ball. Fall Ball is another team based minigame. It involves two teams, and they have to both cooperate to get the ball in the other person's goal. This one's a lot better than Egg Scramble, because it's not just dependent on your teammates. It also actually requires a lot of skill from you yourself, as strategizing and where to maneuver and how to attack offensively and both defensively. So that is why I'm putting it in B tier. Fall Mountains. I hate this mode. It is really, really awful. If you're spawned in the back, you're fucked. You are fucked if you are in the back, because others are going to go ahead of you, dash right in front of you, and they will just be able to maneuver the obstacles before you can. And getting the crown is a pain once you're actually there, and you got people who just hold you off just to prevent you from winning, even though they know that they are not going to win too. Therefore, F tier. Slime Climb, very interesting. And this minigame is a race one. You have to get to the top while avoiding slime and getting pushed off by obstacles. This one is very widely opinioned in the tier list feared in by Fall Guys. Personally, I've had bad experiences with Slime Climb, but none of the obstacles or people in there have been a problem for me. It's an okay game mode. The obstacles are fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's not really fun, but it's not really boring either, so that's why it's going in C2. Fruit Shoot. Very, very repetitive. You have cannons flying at you with fruit, and then you have to maneuver on this bloody treadmill, and you have to get to the finish line. It does involve a little bit of strategizing about dodging the fruit, but then you just have some people that are just absolutely annoying and grab you and throw you off the treadmill, so then you lose, and that's pretty awful. But other than that, it's an okay game mode, but it can be very annoying at times, so I'm going to put it in D tier. Hit Parade, another race game. This one is a lot better than the other race games, as it isn't really involved with people like pushing you off and being just absolute dickheads. This one's fine to me. It's quite fun. You have to dodge obstacles and maneuver through them and just see what the best path is for you. Therefore, I'm going to put it in A tier. Hexagon, aka Minecraft Spleef. So, this one is going straight away in S tier. Why? Because it involves very much a lot of strategy. If you're staying at the top and maneuvering and going at a very, very slow pace, you can outlast anyone, and there's no RNG involved. It's pure skill, and there's no RNG, and it's just an overall equal and fair game mode. That's why it's going in S tier. Moving along, Hoarders. We will skip you for now for reasons later in the video. Hoopsie Daisy. Hoopsie Daisy is a team-based mode where you have to collect rings. This is my personal most favorite team mode there is. Why? It involves skill, a little bit of luck, but overall a lot of effort, and that's why I like this over other minigames, as a lot of them do require quite a bit of RNG, especially in the team minigame categories, so that's why I'm putting it in B tier. Jinxed is awful. Jinx is biased in every way. If you're the team that has Jinx and you need to capture everyone, you basically won the game, and the other team are fucked, because there is a high probability that everyone in the map is going to get fucked, because each time you increase with the Jinx, it just gets harder and harder, and there's no consequences for the people that are jinxed. It's only for the people who are not, and they don't have much room to maneuver around. They've got like crowds of people surrounding them, and there's nothing they can do. That's why you're going in D tier. Jump Club. Very, very, very good game mode. Although there is one flaw with this, it is again people throwing you off and just holding you down and just overall ruining the whole thing. But other than that, it's skilled, you have to maneuver, there's no RNG involved, and it's overall very great. S tier. Jump Showdown, exactly the same as Jump Club, except it's blocks falling down at the end, and there's now 2 rotations off that platform at the bottom. Although you can get fucked by the top one and the bottom one on one square, so there's literally nothing you can do. So it's not as good as Jump Club because it has less probability, but still a very good game mode. A tier. Perfect Match. Fucking pointless. Everyone just goes to the same one and you just follow them. F tier. Rock and Roll. F tier. Your team could be shit. You could be shit. And they have no idea. Or you can just be behind and the fucking team sabotage you. So you're absolutely fucked either way if you have a shit team. That's why it's going in F tier. Rollout. Very good game mode. A lot of skill involved. A little bit of RNG on the platforms, but as long as you don't get someone holding you hostage the whole time, you should be fine. B tier. Dizzy Heights, another race game, very good mode. I like that you have to maneuver in very short spaces while also not having anyone throw you off or anything like that, because if you mess up, you mess up. No other chances, you're done for. That's why I like this game mode. B tier. Although the platforms are a bit frustrating sometimes. Royal Fumble. Again, it's a fucking tail game. No one likes tail games. They are awful. Ban them. They are shit. And you could just wait for the last second and have your tail stolen. Or your team could be shit. And this is for a crown. Worst game mode in Fall Guys yet. Unless it is changed. There it is in F tier. We are going to also put these in here too. Team Tail's better than Tail because it's not, you have a more higher chance, and also because more skill involved with multiple people. Tail tag, it's just you and you only. You're fucked at the end every single time. And Royal Fumble, it just takes the piss. You've gotten all through the rounds and now you're fucked because the timer decided to be a dickhead when you didn't have the tail. So Seesaw I really like. Seesaw is a little bit annoying at times because you can have like 50 million people on one end and you're fucked because you have to wait for them to move. But other than that, it's pretty good if you can keep up the pace and not fuck up your jumps. So it's an okay game mode. C tier. Tiptoe. I mean, for the person in front, they have to find which one, and then someone in the back just comes along and grabs you off and pushes you off. It's not very good game mode. D tier. But not as AIDS as these ones at the bottom though. The Whirligig. The Whirligig is a very interesting one. Another race one. It is slight RNG with the windmills on the speed, but you can change how you get past them by dashing or stopping your guy before the windmill passes, which I really like. But some of the jumps on there you can never see coming and they just take you by surprise and you could be screwed. But overall it's a pretty good game mode, so I'll put it in B tier. In Hoarders, the final one, Hoarders is better than the most team games because it involves a ball and you have to get it in that area, and there's more of a balance of skill involved. And even if you get a bad team, you could still do really good and show off that, well, that your team's good, and you could actually pull it off in the end if you have at least one person that's skilled, unless the other team is absolutely crowded about that ball. You're pretty good. So I'm going to put it in B tier for now. Anyway guys, that has been this video on Fall Guys tier list minigames. So let's have a quick review. We have in S tier, Hexagon, Jump Club. In A tier, we have Hit Parade, Jump Showdown. And in B tier, we have Fall Ball, Hoopsie Daisy, Rollout, Dizzy Heights, The Whirligig, and Hoarders. In C tier, Block Party, Gate Crash, Slime Climb, and Seesaw. In D tier, we have DoorDash, Fruit Shoot, Tiptoe, Jinx. And in the worst tier, sadly most of these minigames are, in my personal opinion, are here: Egg Scramble, Fall Mountain, Perfect Match, Rock and Roll, Team Tail Tag, and Royal Fumble. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.